Oh my gosh, my video has not even been uploaded for 30 seconds for women to already tell me to act like a lady, not curse, sit like one. I don't know how a lady sits, okay? Finance doesn't give an F about feelings, and if you want a friend, get a dog. Saudi Arabia went ahead and put 500 million with Russian oil right before the Ukraine war. Now, America, how are we benefiting from that? Again, the Trans-Arabian Pipeline is the most important pipeline unless something else has been built without me knowing. It's the shortest transport of oil, hence why one could argue we've even gone to war to protect it. Nonetheless, America is being left out of every deal that is so monumental in relations because the de-dollarization project of 2014 stands. And what I am so frustrated and also excited about as a contrarian, I cannot wait. I am so excited as someone that is a geek that loves technology. I'm so happy that JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs are embracing blockchain technology. To hell with how the crypto market's doing right now. Again, people, if you want to gamble, the MGM is open again. I'm not sure if some people have gotten the memo that things are open post-COVID. The odds might be in your favor. But when you get to know the engineers behind many of these crypto projects, they're not given creative say, they're just given money, told what to do, and that's it. So to think that their heart, mind, and soul was put into a project, you'd be sadly mistaken. I love engineers. I'm so fascinated with engineers. Cloud computing, and as someone who looks to Larry Ellison, is just an extraordinary mastermind, and seeing Snowflake do so well today is just another reason why tech is here to stay. Now, the Apple, the Facebook, Apple, Google, they're having issues, or they wouldn't be laying so many people off. However, they are not. If you look at the structuring of all their businesses, I find it so bizarre that Mark Zuckerberg is a billionaire yet has his highest engineer paid around $2 million. Please believe everyone on Orca, any project of a prototype, anything, engineer on the board, beneficial owner, no doubt. Simply because I have a beyond respect for those who can create the fintech technology that's going to be evolving as the world evolves and as the de-dollarization project becomes more prolific. Like I said, 500 million of Saudi oil into Russia. Was this through Aramco? That was supposed to be KSA USA owned. What happened? The USA just say, all right, we're just going to give this up too. Here's more edible arrangements to China. You guys all do your thing. The microeconomics of the Middle East are going to be magnificent. And as someone that's making Aliyah, I cannot wait to be able to immerse myself in the markets. Seeing emerging markets with the internet so widely accessible is also very exciting. I believe triangular arbitrage and the ability to toggle central bank digital currencies, digitalization currencies, and Forex are going to be a skill set many people are going to need. Many American ultra high net worth individuals are looking to store their money elsewhere simply because the dollar dominance is not going to last. I mean, we look at the real estate market. I'm still so convinced how the prices in some places are still so high, even though we are in a housing recession. It hasn't looked as bad since 2011, and I was really young in 2008, blackout drunk, so I had a lot of learning to do, just being super transparent, but I did put in the time, the effort, and energy, and the 120 hours a week's worth of books and studying and learning. But understanding foreign currencies such as Iraq upping its foreign currency, and seeing China dumped dollars a week ago, and seeing Iran's coming up with their own currency, and China, Russia are going to be able to do deals, being the China yuan is seeming to be on a very fast track to success. I'm sorry, I was so heated in the first video because when you get back from Manhattan after a meeting with people who have these luxury branded degrees and they're telling me more about their vegan diet versus how they're going to prepare their ultra high net worth individual's portfolio for a loss, just I had to get out of there. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe that was too triggering for myself as someone who is a contrarian. I was thinking, oh, this is going to be so much fun for myself, because technology and the ability to move money is going to be so important, and to do so legally, of course, with KYC, AML, let's hope that we don't get any more damn compliance. I don't know about you all, but myself, onboarding a fund is exhausting. It is the most exhausting thing. And if you've ever done it, you know what I mean. You put in the work, you learn the law, you learn everything. You write your KYC AML rules, and you are just dreaming about that, at least myself. However, I found, hypothetically, allegedly, a much better way of moving money and creating capital in this environment that doesn't involve the master feeder Cayman. And I'm super excited to share it with those whom I sign an NDA with. But beyond excited, because it involves more tax incentives. So when I'm talking to people my age and I'm getting a feel for what they're doing, everyone's clueless. Everyone seems to think the Federal Reserve is just going to stop rates or cut rate hikes back to pacify them, to pacify the markets. And I think the housing market is crashing. They have to lower their balance sheet. Are you all out of your minds? Most of these are propped up zombie companies anyway with no valuation. Okay, great. Like, go on. You know, a part of me is going, okay, I'll take a little money from you, take money from you, take client from you. I mean, I don't mean to laugh, but people that are so concerned with how successful other funds are doing, perhaps learn something. Ask these men. Here, I'll do it right now. Men, any advice you have for me that doesn't involve sitting like a lady, because I don't know what that means. Maybe one of you can teach me. Please, by all means, slide into the DMs. I would love to talk to you. Any project I can consult on or even get a taste, immerse myself in, please, by all means, I would kill for that opportunity. Versus do the very bare minimum and go start drinking at the Sapphire Lounge by Seaport in Manhattan. I just couldn't do it. Nonetheless, we're looking at a depression. We're in a depression. How can we not see this? I believe there are about 100 million Americans that are capable for the workforce, but are just choosing to not be in it. I saw that statistic, and I would probably agree with that statistic. I'm also very interested to see what happens when we see this credit card. We saw the 13% and the 800 and something billion debt, 1 in 6 Americans not able to do the energy. What's going to happen when credit limits are cut? Yikes, because they're trying to put a limit on the banks. And that actually, in my opinion, is not fair to the banks. If you want to take a loan, that is on you. That's on David Solomon, that's on Jamie Dimon, that's on you. If you want to take lending from a bank, that is on you. Now, blockchain technology, totally different. You peer-to-peer, you don't necessarily have to take a loan if you know how to preserve capital, preserve liquidity, etc. Nonetheless, what's going to happen when that happens? Because it will happen, and the credit card companies, to the best of my knowledge, don't have to notify you. So I am concerned. We have given our inheritance to China. And again, I love the Middle East. I can't wait to be there. I'm so excited. The Abraham Accords have done extraordinary things, and I look forward to being able to immerse myself in the tech and the fintech and the financial tech and wealth management, and being able to take a corporation from that's already doing well, establishing a PPM, rising its valuation, and potentially filing an S2 that doesn't involve raising the world's consciousness. However, that has to be the best thing I've ever read in quite some time. If you all have never read the WeWork Raising the World's Consciousness, it's fabulous. It's too good. But that's about how Americans with whom I've spoken to think. They think everything's just going to be okay the way it is. We have a semiconductor shortage internationally still. Taiwan's still a hot spot no one's talking about. The sovereignty of the people of Taiwan matter. The sovereignty of the people of China matter. America, we had this phase where as a child, it was if you kind of dollar or get wiped out. And seems as though we've stopped, and seems as though since we've stopped, that's not necessarily been the best posturing. Again, I'm not an expert, don't profess to be, just from what I've noticed. And I believe that fintech and financial tech and technology is going to be a way to build bridges and not tear them apart, and is going to be a solution-based thought process. Innovators, I can't wait to work with you all. I cannot freaking wait. And for those whom are so comfortable with their list of people, they are so proudly, eloquently bragging about while drinking $28 martinis. For what? You just drink out of the bottle. In Financial District just for fun. I believe if I were an investment bank, I'd be cutting my losses now. If the people that work for you don't know that the Federal Reserve doesn't print the money, fire them. If they don't know that SOMA and the New York Fed is holding assets, fire them. If they don't know that the Treasury prints the money, the Federal Reserve doesn't. Sorry, I get so messed up because I hear this so many times a day. I want to just cry myself to sleep. Fed does not print the money. Fed does not print the money. The Federal Reserve does not print the money, okay? So Jerome Powell might have made lots of boo-boos, but guess what? 8 to 9 out of recessions have been Fed-induced. Don't be shocked if there's another one. Why are we not prepared as a society? What has gone wrong? And moreover, anyone else a contrarian ready to benefit off this? Because I can't wait to get to work with any and every one of you. To the men, I want to say this to the men, all of you who have slid in my DMs, send me the most encouraging, kind, loving advice. I've gotten so many different advices that I've been able to go ahead and apply, from fund structure to application of money management and prototyping and just investing, etc. Please, by all means, I am here. I am ready to learn. I'm ready to listen. I will shut up. I will gladly go get your coffee, cream, sugar. Maybe you don't like coffee. Maybe you're a vegan. Maybe you want a chai latte or something. I'm there. I'm willing to put in the work. Why are not people within the same industry as emerging managers ready to do the same? Why are so many people following the trends and trying to compete against brilliant funds when doesn't make sense to me? And maybe I'm just an ADHD, neurodiverse, unladylike female, as though many have speculated who are women only. Or maybe I'm onto something. Maybe the ability to toggle central bank digital currencies, the currency of choice in Forex, and a digitalization to be able to really cross-rate exchange for profit is going to be worth something. Maybe it already is. But nonetheless, we're not discussing any of this. And I just cannot fathom why. We're seeing Russia, China do more deals, and with China's currency coming out, and especially with all the foreign currencies being put in different countries now, with the dollar being dropped. Dollar dominance does not matter. Long-term debt cycle is up. And it's very clear that we're not doing anything to fight for it. Hell, we can't even agree on a central bank digital currency law, much less even a prototype. China's already implemented theirs. But yet we have 100 million potential not working in the labor force. We've got over 1 million filing a month now for unemployment. We have Steve Jobs to no jobs, and we went from freedom to free stuff. And as a free market capitalist, I'm just appalled. I'm appalled at the lack of macroeconomic application I'm seeing. And really, really wondering what happens when people don't realize Evergrande going to zero. That might mean nothing to you, but to the people whose pensions have gone from a 401k to a 201k might look like a 101k. You guys don't understand that private equity matters, because private equity more than likely is your pension. And if you have a pension and that private equity fund does piss poorly, guess what? That means you lose money. Means you lose money much more than the board. So stop talking about the private equity sector, because these men are my damn role models. I will go hard for these men. But it's true. It is so true. Anyone celebrating a loss of a massive fund that is going to be in a pension, and we're already seeing a pension crisis anyway. I mean, hell, years ago, LA was already leasing its streets for collateral. We're already in a depression. So prepare. Non dependent fils and descent, esprit pour moi. Je suis malade. I guess I get very sassy when I'm sick. So to those with whom I've triggered, feel free to unfollow. But please, for any of you men who are willing to work, I am so ready and I'm so excited as a contrarian. This is my first depression, and it's going to be the biggest one America's ever seen. And as someone that has metadata from 2020 and onward predicting it, can't wait to write a book perhaps a TED Talk, because these are predictable. They're not unpredictable. These are not things, and no one should rely on the Federal Reserve to bail you out. That's absurd. It's like calling 911 when you need surgery. Doesn't make sense. But Ana habak jetem te amo, bisu besu bachi. I love you all. Let me know your thoughts and feelings. Drop it in the C section below. Do you think America's just going to magically fix itself? How do you feel about losing money yet somehow celebrating when private equity does unwell? To the private equity funds, I love you. Literally, you are my inspiration. And to the big institutions allowing the financial sector to run. And to the Federal Reserve, which even though I might heavily disagree with, you guys are one of the only few things operating well in America. So whether people agree with you or not, I wish you all well at Jackson Hole, and I'll be praying for that meeting to go as fast as possible. Ana habak jetem te amo, bisu besu bachi. Alex out.